Okay.
Hello, Heaven.
Hi.
Thank you for joining me on my channel.
Thank you for having me on your channel.
So, expectations before you were called to the Nigerian bar, and right now, do you have any regret at all, like studying law?
My name is Ebolo Afagbo. I got called to the bar in March this year, 2024. Then my expectations as a lawyer, when I was in law school, was very stressful. So I finishing law school was like, what next? But it's not as it seems. Law school is very, you have to be book smart. But as a lawyer, you have to be book smart and street smart. That's very important. So regret. I don't really have regrets. Just that, I don't have regrets. Thank you.
Okay, don't have regret. You're very okay with what the salary is all about. I mean, what lawyers are being paid, or like, are you okay with that? Because many people have this particular regret in this aspect, like, oh, look at the doctors. Some people be like they are being paid better, but lawyers, we don't really get paid well and things like that. Like, what do you have to say on that?
Okay, regarding the payment and everything, it's the same everywhere. It depends on where you're working. If you're working with a private company, if you're working with a public company or a private organization, it just depends, and it depends on your value as well. If you are a lawyer with good value, like you bring more value to your firm, you'll be paid more. But if you are just, starting up, you'll be paid just enough salary. So that's how it is. It depends on the value you bring, seriously.
Okay, I think I agree with you on that about the value, because I made a video on that and I made people to understand that many people will focus on litigation, and with that you just be in the law firm trying to gain experience. But on the other hand, when you talk about value too, as somebody who's just coming out of the Nigerian law school, you also need to get experience, get more, let's say, more certifications in other aspects for you to give more value. So I think it's just a step at a time. So which means I don't say everybody, but many people will have this experience of being paid not too well, except for a few people that find themselves in all these Templars and other all those firms like that. Anyway, thank you so much for spending this few minutes with us.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. So meet my principal. His name is Barrister Jibril Ibrahim. Are your expectations while studying law and the realities right now? Do you have any regrets studying law? So this is basically to encourage some of my subscribers, my viewers here, that they are new wigs or people that are still at the Nigerian university. So they want to get this opinion, particularly people that feels the legal profession is not really paying them well. The allowance is quite little than what they expected. So do you also have any such expectation and the realities and any regrets?
Well, thank you very much for having me. It has always been my childhood passion to be a lawyer while growing up. My dad is a great believer of the late human rights activist Gani Fawehinmi, and he follows Gani Fawehinmi's trajectory in legal profession, and as a result, we in the house developed that penchant interest in Gani Fawehinmi's legal trajectory. As a result, I always look up to becoming someone like him. So I think that is where I got the passion from. Well, my expectation in law practice, it's a kind of a mixed feeling. I kind of have passion, and I think if you really want to do well in legal practice, you shouldn't go to legal practice just because you are looking for money. It's not about money, even though at the end of the day you make a living out of it, but the desire to be a lawyer should be number one. Two, the desire to help the less privileged should be two. Then thirdly, the desire to be someone important in the society is another thing. Like Lord Denny used to say, he said, when next you pray to God, pray to have a lawyer in your family, because a family without one is incomplete. I think, but that aside, secondly, legal practice is not, or lawyers are not well remunerated in Nigeria as a whole. So if you're thinking about making money, you should look elsewhere. Well, as time goes on, if you are well grounded in the profession, you make your money, but not as an upcoming lawyer. As an upcoming lawyer, there was nothing. I remember my first, where I had my pupillage in those days, the first earning was 12,000 naira.
What year?
That was in 2006, 2007. My principal was giving me 12,000 naira. So I can just imagine what 12,000 naira would do then. But because of the desire, the passion I have for the job, I put in all I have in the profession. And here I am today, to the glory of God.
Yeah.
I'm not doing badly. So I think that is what it entails to be a lawyer. You must have that passion. Put monetary aspect aside. Money will come eventually. But as you're starting, don't think you start today and you start earning bogus amount of money. No, you won't.
That's reality.
Thank you.
So basically, no regrets.
No regrets.
Okay.
No regrets.
So my boss you were called
I was called in 2004.
2004,
So
24 years.
This year is going to
Aspiring SAN.
this year is going to make it 20 years, actually.
Okay, 20 years. Yes, yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much.
Hello, thank God.
Hello, Barrister.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I want to ask, you have been practicing for a while now, so expectations while studying law, the realities, and if you have any regrets.
Okay. I'm Barrister. Thank God. And I was called this year. I'm just a new week. Yeah.
Yeah, 2024, right?
Yes.
For the sake of people that will be watching much more later.
Okay. Yeah.
What month?
5th of March, 2024.
Wow, a few weeks.
Just a new week. Okay. Expectation for studying law. I would say I always go for law first for the prestige in the profession. Yes, I have so much respect. Even the society have so much respect for lawyers. Secondly, I went for law because I felt I want to help people that are being badly treated in the society. I said, okay, I could fight for them, be a voice to some persons in the society. That is it. For the regrets, I would say there's no regret so far. Though as a new week, there's some challenges I'm passing through now, but I thank God for the principal I have because he's very flexible. He's accommodating me, even when maybe others, my colleagues, are actually complaining. For me, there is no complaint, there's no regrets. He's giving me that working atmosphere, so I'm okay where I am. There's no regret whatsoever. And I would also love to have a lawyer as a child. Yes, it's a good profession. I encourage the younger ones in the university that you should always go for law, and then there will be no regret whatsoever. Then the legal profession, there is money. Yes, I can say that there is money. When you know what you're doing, you make your money out there. People always come for you. That's all I have to say for now.
Okay, you mentioned something that there are few challenges here and there. If you don't mind, can you just mention one or two?
Okay, the challenge is because as a new week, you will not just cash out immediately. You need to learn the law. You need to know the practice. Okay, don't want to come in, call today, and then you feel you can start cashing out, making millions immediately. No, you have to put in your best, learn the practice in real life. That's just the challenges for now.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Barrister Mary, my HOC.
Now
You've been showing me the way forward as far as this profession is concerned. Thank you so much.
Hi,
Barrister Abubakar. Thank you so much for joining me on this channel.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so as someone who started practicing law recently, permit me to use that word. So, what was the expectations while studying law, and the reality right now? And do you have any regrets studying law, like practicing this profession, being a lawyer in Nigeria? Any regrets?
Well, let me begin by saying thank you for having me on this platform. I really appreciate. To begin with, while studying law, the experience is not as one thinks it to be. It was, should I say, an experience that will live a lifetime, an experience that will continue to, should I use the word intrinsically, continue to resonate in your daily life as a lawyer. So to continue on that note, my intention wasn't to study law at the beginning, but since I found myself in what they term as a noble profession, I couldn't help it but to continue on that line. The experience has not been easy. It has been a gainful experience, should I say. While talking on the regrets, well, I would say there's regret in everything. Whatever you do, you must have regret one way or the other. But there are certain regrets that are fatal to your life as a professional, particularly being a lawyer. Like back then in school, you would say, I regret not studying like this, I regret not doing this, I regret not doing this. But since you are a lawyer now, those things doesn't count and they are not fatal. But there must be some atom or iota of regret at a point in time. But holistically, being a lawyer is one of a kind, to say. Particularly in the aspect of, there's this aura you carry as a lawyer when people call you barista, and not even that. The moment you help someone, you bring out someone from trouble, or you help someone, you provide a way out for somebody, and that freedom or that happiness that comes with that, it gives you the sense of, I'm now, yes. Recently, there's something I did for my in-law. His account was blocked, and I obtained an order from the court. He has been battling with it from Sokoto, and then lately I obtained an order. Within 2 days, his account was opened, and I felt that he's married to my younger sister. So he was so happy and he was so proud that the lawyers he gave earlier on just collected his money and did it. But I was so happy now. I was feeling myself as a lawyer. So things like that will make you, have that good side of being a lawyer and say, yes, since I can help people to achieve, to salvage them from certain problems, I think that's what being a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. You mentioned something earlier that what they termed as a noble profession. So are you saying that is not correct?
No, that's
like
correct.
It's not a reality to you.
It's actually a reality, and but in every profession, there are some people that sell that nobleness to people.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a way you will behave, people will see through that nobleness. And some of them will make people see that, this profession, now I want to call noble. Things like that. But on a general note, legal profession is built on that precept that it is a noble profession, and he who carries himself as a lawyer should have that embodiment of nobleness. And there is the issue you brought about studying law and facing reality. Now, studying the law and coming face to face with reality as a lawyer is entirely different.
Okay.
Yes.
Give us example.
Example is that sometimes there are certain cases that will bring to you. You will first of all spend a whole lot of time thinking about where to begin from. After, going through the substantive part and procedural aspect of the law, you first of all. But that doesn't mean that you have not been taught all these things in school. You have been taught, but at a point in time, there is this, confusion, particularly as a young lawyer, trying to garner experience here and there. There's this, stop you will have. You have a stop moment to think about where should I begin from. And you agree with me that is when you start picking up calls to call your seniors. Please, what do you know about this? What can you say about this? What can you say about this? So basically, what you learned is different, and what you experience in practice is different. In reality. And that reality can only keep you alive when you continue to practice this profession, as a lawyer.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.